Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Dr. Ada James, and I've been working as a urologist for over a decade now. In those years, I've had the privilege of helping countless men rebuild their confidence, strengthen their health, and improve their intimate lives. Today, I want to talk to you about something that doesn't get discussed enough in the right way: masturbation. Let me ask you something. When was the last time anyone told you that taking care of yourself in this way is actually normal? More than normal, it's healthy. It supports your prostate, helps you manage stress, improves your sleep, and believe it or not, it can even make intimacy with a partner more fulfilling. But here's the catch. It only works in your favor if you're approaching it the right way. The problem is that many men unknowingly fall into patterns that seem harmless on the surface, but are actually working against them. These patterns can lead to finishing too quickly, difficulty maintaining an erection, or even losing interest in real intimacy altogether. So today, I'm going to explain why this part of your life matters, what the most common mistakes are, and how you can make simple changes that lead to real improvements in your confidence and connection with a partner. Before we dive in, I'd love it if you'd hit the like button to help this reach more people who might need it. And drop a comment letting me know where you're watching from. I always enjoy seeing how far our community reaches. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and do that now. This is a space where we talk openly about men's health without judgment or shame. All right, let's get into it. Here's something most people never think about. Every time you engage in self-pleasure, you're not just seeking relief. You're actually training your body and brain. Your brain learns through repetition. It creates patterns based on what you do over and over again. So if you always rush through it, rely on certain visuals, use the same technique, and apply a lot of pressure, that becomes the blueprint your body follows. And that blueprint doesn't disappear when you're with someone else. It shows up in the bedroom. On a physical level, this affects how your body releases certain chemicals, how sensitive you are to touch, and even how your muscles respond during arousal. Emotionally, it can lead to frustration, worry, and doubts about yourself. And practically speaking, it can mean struggling to last longer with a partner or finding it hard to get aroused without specific conditions. But here's the encouraging part. Just like you can build unhelpful habits, you can also rebuild healthier ones. And that's exactly what we're going to cover right now. Over the past 12 years, I've sat down with thousands of men who quietly ask the same questions. Why can't I control my timing? Why do I lose my erection when I'm with my partner? Why does fantasy feel more exciting than real intimacy? And so often, the answer isn't about hormones, medical conditions, or getting older. It's about the habits they've developed in private. So let's break down the 3 biggest mistakes, and more importantly, how to fix them. Mistake number 1, rushing through it. Be honest with yourself for a moment. Have you ever treated self-pleasure like a quick task to check off? Maybe you're stressed and just want relief. Or maybe when you were younger, you worried about being caught, so you learned to finish fast. Whatever the reason, here's what happens. When you rush, you're teaching your body that arousal means urgency. You're wiring your brain to think, get in, get it done, move on. And when you're finally with a partner and you want to take your time, your body doesn't know how. It falls back on the reflex you've been practicing for years. This creates a cycle. You finish too quickly, you feel anxious about it. That anxiety increases stress hormones in your body, which makes it harder to maintain an erection. Now you're dealing with both issues at once. Instead of enjoying intimacy, you're stuck in your head, worried about whether it'll happen again. The solution is simple. Slow down. Turn your private time into practice for stamina. Try the start-stop method. Bring yourself close to climax, then pause. Let the arousal settle, then build it back up. You can also practice edging, which means staying at a high level of arousal without finishing. You're teaching your body that arousal isn't a race. It's something you can control, stretch out, and enjoy. Think of it like building endurance at the gym. The more you practice control, the stronger your stamina becomes. Mistake number 2, depending too much on explicit videos. Let's be real. These videos are everywhere. They're easy to access and they feel exciting. But here's the truth. They're like junk food for your brain. Every time you click on something new, your brain gets a rush of feel-good chemicals. But over time, your brain adjusts. It needs more variety, more intensity, just to get the same feeling. And when you're with a real person, someone you care about, someone right in front of you, it might feel dull by comparison. This is a real condition that some men experience. Emotionally, this creates confusion and guilt. Men have told me, I love my partner, I'm attracted to her, but I can't get aroused without a screen. That disconnect is painful, and practically, it means you're comparing real intimacy, the warmth, the smell, the unpredictability, to something scripted and edited that was never real to begin with. The fix: give your brain a break. Take some time away from visual content. Use your imagination instead. Think about memories, fantasies, or even try audio or reading if you need something softer to transition with. At first, it might feel harder. That's normal. Your brain is used to getting an easy rush, but over time, you'll become more sensitive to touch, more present during real intimacy, and more satisfied with your partner. This isn't about shame, it's about freedom, reclaiming your arousal so it responds to real connection, not just a screen. Mistake number 3, always doing it the same way. Here's one that most men never consider. Do you always use the same hand, the same grip, the same position, the same amount of pressure? Maybe you hold on really tightly. Here's the problem. You're conditioning your body to only respond to one very specific type of stimulation. So when you're with a partner and the experience is different, softer, wetter, slower, your brain says, "This isn't what I'm used to," and your arousal drops. Emotionally, this can be crushing. You start thinking something's wrong with you, but in reality, you've just trained your body too narrowly. Practically, it means sex can feel less satisfying, and you might lose sensation or your erection in the middle of intimacy. The fix? Add variety. Use your other hand. Change positions. Sit, stand, or lie down differently. Loosen your grip. Use lubricant to mimic the softness of real intimacy. Try changing your speed and rhythm. Think of it like cross-training for your body. The more variety you introduce, the more adaptable your body becomes. And that flexibility makes real intimacy far more enjoyable. Here's a bonus tip that surprises a lot of men. Practice with protection. Many men say that condoms reduce sensation, interrupt the moment, or make them lose their erection. The solution? Practice alone with them. Try different brands, sizes, and textures until you find one that feels comfortable. Use lubricant to improve the experience. That way, when you're with a partner, it's already part of your routine. It won't feel like a barrier anymore. That small shift can completely change your confidence. So let's bring this all together. Here's your action plan. Slow down and build stamina. Take a break from explicit videos and retrain your brain. Add variety to your technique so your body becomes more flexible. And practice with protection so it becomes second nature. Do this consistently, and you'll notice stronger erections, better control, more confidence, and most importantly, more pleasure, both physically and emotionally. Now let me say this clearly. If you've been doing these things for years, you are not broken. You're human. You learned habits that made sense at one point in your life, but they don't serve you anymore. And the amazing thing about your body is that it's adaptable. With the right changes, you can retrain it at any age. I've worked with men in their 30s, 50s, even 70s who thought their best years were behind them. With patience and consistency, they rediscovered stamina, sensitivity, and intimacy they thought was gone forever. So don't be hard on yourself. See this as a chance to improve. Here's the bottom line. Taking care of yourself in this way is healthy. But the way you do it can either build you up or quietly work against you. If you make these small shifts, slowing down, stepping away from screens, adding variety, and practicing smart, you'll not only improve your private moments, you'll transform your performance, confidence, and connection with a partner. Because sexual health isn't just about physical function, it's about dignity, freedom, and the joy of knowing your body works the way you want it to. If this helped you, hit that like button, leave a comment telling me which habit you're going to work on first, and make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss future conversations. Remember, age doesn't mean the end of vitality. With small, intentional changes, you can reclaim strength, pleasure, and confidence at any stage of life. I'm Dr. Ada James. Thank you for trusting me with your time and your health. Take care of yourself because you're worth it.